Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica. Thank you so much for clicking the link to watch this video. Without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing a chatty get ready with me and an effort to not make this video super duper long. I'm just going to go ahead and get started in it. So forgive me if I don't tell you guys what I'm using step by step, but I will list all the products below. As you guys know, Jaclyn Hill palette. It's my go-to when I don't know what I'm doing and I just, you know, go from there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start out obviously with my eyes. My eyes are already primed and ready to go. Yeah, so sorry about not having a video this week. It's only been 1 week, but it feels like it's been a month since I've posted. But I've been going through a lot of stuff, so just want to catch you guys up. So let's start out with the unfortunate news. Lewis and I both found out within, I want to say, a month of each other that we had two really important family members who have been placed into hospice. And they got placed into hospice because they both were suffering from cancer. Two different types of cancer, however, they are both one of the most aggressive cancer forms, but there are two different versions of them. So my grandfather is my family member on my side, and Lewis's stepmother is his family member on his side. And it just sucks because, I mean, we've both known on both sides that our family members have had cancer for a long time, but it was weird, to be honest, how quickly and around the same time that we both got phone calls like, hey, this person's going into hospice. And as you guys know, once you're kind of considered hospice status, you don't have to do hospice in the actual hospice centers anymore if you don't choose to. But once you go into kind of get the hospice status, you know that, you know, things aren't looking so good. So unfortunately, Lewis's stepmother did pass away very quickly. That's really sad. I was actually looking forward to officially meeting her and having a relationship with her, but I'm not going to be selfish. The most people that I feel, you know, really bad for is his sisters and stuff. And Lewis's family, although they are divorced just like my family, his parents are divorced like my family, his stepmother has been around for him for a long time, so she raised him too, and all the kids grew up together since they were younger. So it's not taking against anyone's situation, but for him, his family, they don't really do the whole step thing, so they call each other mom and dad, and his mother and his stepmother had a great relationship, so it is really sad, you know. My grandfather is still alive. He is doing okay. He's very, very small right now. He weighs less than me. Sorry, I just had to fix that. I could tell in the camera. He weighs less than me, and so, but when I spoke to him last, he was doing okay. Still stubborn, still got his smirk and wit about him. So I don't know, I guess I expected him to be a lot weaker. I know he is in general, but I expected him to be a little bit less charismatic, but he was definitely the same man. So, you know, it's always sad to deal with that, but there's only so much you can do, you know? You can't make everything all better. All you can do is pray. So we're just dealing with that. Let's see what else. Work-wise, work is going well. I just put on another ceremony for one of my commanders because my current one who used to be here, he left, and I work under the group commander now because I have a new position at work. So now I have a brand new commander. Had to do a assumption ceremony, and I was the sole POC for that. Gonna turn down the brightness a little bit. Okay, so sorry about that if the color was a little bit too bright. Sorry, guys. So he was the commander, And now I had to put on a new commander, so anytime a commander changes place, they call it a change of command ceremony. If they leave before the other person gets there, it's called an assumption of command. So ours was an assumption because my old commander had to leave earlier due to his other job, his new position that he got wanted him earlier as possible, as early as possible, so he left. So then I had to do all of that, and on top of that, I do have like a little choir that we formed, and we kind of started it my first year when I got here because I was doing another change of command ceremony. So this is my second one that I've planned, and we really wanted to do a choir, and then it kind of just took off from there. So I've been super busy with that. Been studying, well, I haven't been studying like I should have been, but I've been trying to focus and study to take another test that I'm going to try and do. So I've been doing that, and I've just been very busy. So I feel like there was just no time, and I was exhausted and doing stuff on the weekends, so I'm very sorry. I literally have not worn makeup in probably a month. And I'm not exaggerating, the last time I wore makeup was for Lewis, and that was Memorial Weekend. Okay, so it is less than a month, but basically a month. Lewis did come. I started to film a vlog, but then I totally forgot to pick up the camera. We were just kind of like really hanging out with each other, and we were talking and catching up, and I just really didn't feel like doing any work, I'm gonna be honest. And yeah. And then we filmed an actual Q&A video where it's like a fiance tag, boyfriend tag, but the footage quality isn't what I wanted because it's kind of washed out. So I'm like super washed out. I look like a ghost compared to Lewis, and he looks fine and perfect. And then because he's a deeper skin tone than me, it focused and auto-focused on him, and then I was just like a white blob. So it did not look good. I could have posted it, but I don't like quality stuff like that. That video is just gonna stay in the vault. Another news too, I'm just trying to emotionally, I'm focusing on myself right now as an individual. I'm focusing on being as healthy emotionally as I can be. It is a very huge deal to me to be emotionally as prepared as you can be before you get into a marriage. So I do feel like there are some things that I hold on to and I've dealt with because of just things that I've been through, and I don't want to go into my marriage having emotional issues. And so it is very important to me to focus on myself and make sure that I'm not allowing those things to come in between Lewis and I in our relationship. And emotional healing is probably one of the, I would say, the most longest type of healing that sometimes takes place. But once you are going through it and you're done with it, it's just so amazing. I do feel like there are some things that I need to work on, and there are some things in my past that I need to let go and give to God, but it is harder. It's easier to say that than, you know, actually allow it to happen for some reason. And so I'm working on that right now with him. So we're working on that together, and we're also working on it by ourselves. I think as a couple, you want to make sure you're good by yourself, in my opinion, first before you do anything with anyone else. But I know that other people feel differently, and they feel like, you know, I can do it at the same time. I just know for myself, it's harder for me to be in a relationship knowing that I have more, like, a lot of emotional baggage. So, and I'm not saying that I do, I'm saying as a general comment. So for me, it's imperative to like not have that emotional baggage. I really feel that when you're becoming one, especially marriage, it's different when you're in a relationship. I feel like, you know, you just have your stuff, but when you're going to be married, there's just certain things that you just don't want to take into your marriage. It's fine to take it in as you're past it and you're growing from it, but if it's the same struggles emotionally that you're fighting as an individual, I don't think it's healthy to take it into your marriage, because marriage is going to be a lot harder. So I really am trying to be the best person I can be. He has to pick up his whole career and follow me around. So that is a very huge adjustment that we're gonna have to navigate through, especially because I'm the female and he's the male. Normally it's opposite. Normally it's usually like, how do you say? I guess it would be like a male in the military and the female follows him around. And normally that's usually how it goes. It's more predominantly that way. So it's already going to be difficult because we already are a unstatus quo type of couple. But Luce and I, luckily, have never been, we've always been a little different. So I think we're both okay with that. It's just, you know, it can be difficult to navigate. And so there's some things that I'm just like, I am nervous about, and I'd be lying to say, like, oh no, I'm completely fine. I think everything's gonna be fine. I know we're gonna have fights. I know things are gonna be difficult, you know? And I'm hoping that we share our journey with you guys. I have to talk to him about it, of course. But I'm hoping that we share our journey together from both perspectives once he starts to live here and we're around each other more. Just because I think it's so important to share positive and real and sometimes negative messages that help everyone grow, you know? And I feel like there isn't that presence here, especially on YouTube. There aren't a lot of couples that I see that are Christian military. Maybe the girl is actually in, or maybe I separate or I retire and then what? You know what I mean? So I definitely want to record that just for our children, and not only for our children but for other people. And thank you guys so much for those of you who reach out to me and you need help on military stuff. I love to answer questions about military stuff, and I think it's important to have someone, you know? I always told myself I would do YouTube, but I would have some type of connection to my audience where it's like they can come to me or they can watch me and they learn something. If I'm just filming makeup, if I'm just showing you guys about military stuff, to me that's not enough. I need more, you know what I mean? I need to give you guys more. And that's what I strive for, because when it comes to, at the end of the day, I am a child of God. And if I'm not sharing the platform and the messages that he's giving me, then what am I doing, you know? Okay, sorry, my camera internal temperature needed to cool down, so I just finished up my eyes, and plus I was already talking a lot too, so I just put on some Lilly lashes in the style Mykonos. I trimmed them down again because I felt like they were overpowering my eyes, so yeah. Now I'm gonna use the NARS Radiant Longwear. I can't decide if I like this foundation, so when I can't decide on foundations that I'm not sure if I like to wear them a lot to see. I feel like this goes on so pretty and then it turns into like a hideous, very mess. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm gonna put like 3 pumps. Anyways, back to what I was saying, but I do always like to share a message with you guys. I know that sounds super cliche. I'm sure you're like, really, Veronica? But I like to do stuff like that just because I feel like you always have to have a purpose bigger than yourself when you're doing something, and that's what I like to do. So I love how this foundation goes on, but it's after you wear it, it starts to look weird. Like, I feel like it looks very what's the word? Textured. And if you suffer from texture, like me, I have like these little tiny bumps. I do notice though that now that I have cut back on, not that I don't ever eat a lot of dairy, but if I eat like chocolate, like regular chocolate, milk chocolate or something like that, I do notice that my skin starts to flip out, and I know I am allergic to dairy, and I always have been. Dairy and I just don't get along. Now, do I still eat cheese? Yes. Do I practice eating no dairy? No, but naturally, because I've always had problems with milk, I just don't gravitate towards a lot of dairy products. However, if there's milk in it, like a little bit, I don't really care. Like if I'm craving ice cream, then I'm gonna eat the ice cream. It's just as simple as that. I am a little bit sick, so my face is a little bit swollen. I'm sure you guys can tell. I think it's when you start to have like allergies and sinuses. It's just, I feel very like puffy. Nothing I can do about that, but I'm not going to let that stop me because I have not filmed a video in 1 week and it's driving me insane. Thank you guys so much love on all my military videos. I noticed that a lot of my audience, or at least a lot of views, come from my military videos, so I'm gonna always keep filming that. But I'm not just like an airman, I'm more than that. So I am gonna film makeup and stuff. So I apologize to the guys out there who are like, I follow you or I subscribe to you, but I don't watch any makeup videos. That is perfectly okay. That's why my channel is kind of morphing into a lifestyle video. Like I film so many different things pertaining to my specific life that it's like, you know, I love it. Now I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I like to put this on just a little bit under my eyes because it really does help erase my dark, deep set eyes. And my dark circles have been fading away, but they're just so deep set sometimes. I don't know. It honestly depends on the day. I'm trying not to talk about any more sad stuff. There is a lot of stuff going on in this world, and specifically mental health is very important. I know a lot of people are saying it nowadays. They're like, oh, mental health, but I definitely have been affected by mental health. Not me per se, but family members. So I feel like when you have a family member who suffers from mental health issues, there's a unique bond that you have and a unique understanding that you have. And I have had other members in my family suffer from depression and have completed suicide. And attempted suicide. So it's not easy. Definitely don't be afraid to go and get help. But this is more for the people who don't suffer from stuff. You need to look for that in other people, because a lot of times, especially when you're depressed, you're going to be isolated. You're not going to reach out for help. If someone is severely depressed, they're not going to understand what is going on in their reality. So you're going to have to force some things, and don't be afraid to speak up and be like, hey, something's not okay with this person. So you're not always going to notice and say, you know, you're not always going to have someone who's suffering and come up to you and say, I need help. You're just not. Most of the time, it's people who you don't think needs any help. I feel like I'm so exhausted lately, and I'm not sure if I need to make a doctor's appointment. Probably not. I think I'm just so used to doing so much, you know what I mean? It's like I'm always doing something. I'm never not doing something. And because I'm never not doing anything, I feel like, you know, I just want to keep it going. Like I try to keep my energy up, but lately when I come home, all I want to do is sleep. The other day I felt so good for the first time. I felt like I actually had energy. I have not felt the same energy wise. Now, I was 20 years old, so it could be age. Honestly, it could honestly be age, where I am actually 25 now. And I know I get that question a lot. You guys are like, wow, you look so young. I just have a young face. And I am young. I think 25 is young. I don't know why people try to do ageism on YouTube, especially if you're not like 20 or 21. It's really annoying. Anyways, like I was saying, it could be that age where now I can't just like go without drinking like some tea or some coffee. Maybe I need to, I tried taking, I have this vitamin, woman's vitamin that I like to take. It makes me hyper. I think it has some type of vitamin B in it or something that gives me so much energy. However, no matter what time of day I take it, I cannot sleep at night. and I feel restless. And so I try not to take that because I like to sleep at night, but I can tell that I just need a kickstart, and I'm not used to that. I'm not used to having to drink coffee or to drink tea all the time. Like, I'm used to having a natural energy about me, and maybe it's just my age, I don't know. But when I talk to other officers, especially officers who work in the med group with me, we're all extremely tired. So it might just be I'm not used to working like this, you know, because I have to remember too, before the military, I never had, like, I had a full-time job, but it was an 8 to 4:30. It was as soon as 4:30 hit, 4 o'clock hit, I did not stay late. I left exactly at that time. I left early on Fridays. Like, I never had so much responsibility, and now I feel like I have responsibility of like 3 people. I am gonna go in and use my Beauty Bakery flour powder. I actually really like this powder. I feel like it makes me, oops, crap. A little bit too much. It makes me very matte. I actually really like this powder. I feel like it makes me very matte, and so far so good. I feel like it sets really well too. It just looks so good. I try to always set my under eyes right away before they crease. And anyways, like I was saying, I've just been super tired lately, but you know, is what it is. I'm hoping I can PCS next summer out of Montana, especially because I really want to move. I like it here, but I'm very happy if I do get picked up early. If I don't, you know, 1 more year won't kill me, but I would really love to get picked up. It is super gloomy right now in Montana. A lot of you, if you ever wonder why I always look like I'm wearing long sleeves, wearing something that says antisocial, it's because I am antisocial, number 1, but Montana's weather is like hit and miss. So right now it is cold. It's actually very windy and very cold right now. So I don't know. I try to make the best of it. Like, when it's summer, but it's not unnormal since I've been here for now almost 2 years, going on 2 years. It is not normal for Montana to have a longer winter. And so that can be very hard on people, especially if you're single here. Because it's just cold. It's cold, and if you don't have a strong unit, or if you're not, you know, if you're dealing with things, it can be kind of depressing here. It's not like Montana, Siberia at all, but I think it can play on your emotions, and obviously those people who have gone through that, there's other factors going on, but I can understand when you're in the location and you're feeling like, man, it's just me out here by myself, because I felt it sometimes too. And literally there have been times where I've cried getting back on the plane to come back here, just because I know how far away I am. And I think if it was easier for me to like reach my family or reach Lewis or reach my friends, I think I would feel a lot better. But because I feel like it's, number 1, it's so expensive. Number 2, it's like you're just so far. No one wants to come and visit you. I mean, my family, I mean, I love them to death. I know my dad's coming very soon. My mom has not visited yet, especially with the wedding coming up. We're gonna go see her next year. But my dad's coming up here in a couple months to watch me promote, and it's just tough. It's tough when you don't have your family here. And I don't care what anyone says, it's different when you're single. It's different. It's not that you need anyone, you know, but it's hard. And so that's one thing that I can talk about, and I will talk about in a future video, is when you're single, you're by yourself, no matter, even if you're in a long distance relationship, it's hard, you know. And although I've had Lewis the entire time I've been out here for almost 2 years, it's still hard, you know, to go through that by yourself. I am so grateful though for all the opportunities that I've had being here. I'm grateful, and whatever God wants to happen will happen. I'm just coasting right now, trying to, you know, be better. Seriously, it's just all about self-improvement, which takes a very long time. But I feel like you should always have something to strive for, to change within yourself. You should never be content. So, I know it looks like, girl, you skipping steps, but in order to not have this video be 2 hours long, I have to trim it down for you guys. So this is the Stila Heaven Hues highlighter, and it's bomb.com. Okay, so I definitely want to do a gloss, so I'm gonna mix a bunch of stuff. I actually really like this lip pencil, and this is Grunge, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna be putting some Bare Minerals gloss on my lips. I don't know where my big one is, it's somewhere. And mix it with a little bit of Anastasia. Alright, so I'm gonna do my hair off camera, and I will be right back because that's pretty much done with my makeup look. I ran out of primer water. I guess I do have this Morphe setting spray. Okay guys, so I finished up my entire look. I feel like the glow up is real. I look so bomb right now. I love this wig. It's like one of my favorite wigs. I know I need to order another one. I threw out all my other ones because I just got tired of them, so I threw them all away. Literally, they're in the garbage, so this is the one that's held up the best. So I'm gonna order some actual curly hair for the first time, like an actual curly wig. This is probably my second one. Hopefully I get a decent vendor. But anyways, this is my whole entire look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my conversation. Sorry if it was all over the place, sorry if it was too long. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great day. Thank you guys so much for your support. I would appreciate you guys if you guys could pray for me and my family and Lewis's family, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!